Welcome back to the Bean Apple. It is week 5 already. Already week 5. I hopefully won't be running solo today, but we'll see if my other two decide to join me or not. More to come. But I'm here. We're going to run through the games. I'm going to help you guys with any fantasy questions that you have today. Looking for some big games, a lot of injuries to deal with. That's going to change dynamics of running games, of wide receiver cores. Not really big name guys that are out, but a lot of guys that I think that are going to be more of an effect on the big guys than actually losing the big guys, right? So we're going to run through all that. So obviously, get all your questions in, get your thoughts on the games, what you think, who's going to win. Can't wait to hear everything that you guys have to say. So please jump in and let us know what's going on, man. So hopefully you guys are having a great morning. It's early on the West Coast. For you East Coasters, you're enjoying a nice lunch before the games. But for me, it's 9 a.m. But man, to wake up and jump into football is the best thing in the world. So I absolutely love it. A little bit better than Alaska, but Alaska, especially when you switch the clocks back and it's like 7 o'clock in the morning and the games are starting and you just wake up, turn the TV on in bed and just start watching. It's the best. So, all right. So yeah, like I said, Jim is, I think he's, pretty heavily invested in this Giants game right now, which is currently tied 20-20 with 9 minutes to go. So, we should see him soon as that game is over and John is having computer issues. So, hopefully we get him in here soon. But yeah, get your questions in. We'll start running through some games as we wait for them. Hopefully you guys are all set up, but we'll see. Alex, good morning. It's good to always see you every morning. And congratulations. I saw your you're completing that course, which is huge. So good job, man. So Cleveland being swarmed by midges. Oh, apparently the field is covered. Interesting. I didn't see that, so that's a good weather update. So if you guys are watching, you got some Cleveland fans or Cleveland players. That's gonna be a fun thing to deal with. I need to get those like mosquito foggers out there and try and clean it all up. So yeah, that could impact Justin Herbert. That could impact Austin Eckler when he's inhaling bugs. So we'll see what happens there. So I'm going to jump in. I'm going to start. We'll just start at the top, start working our way through till these guys come in. Giants first and goal at the 9. Whew, man, I guess the Packers are not as good as everybody thought, man. I guess when you trade away everybody and don't give Aaron Rodgers a single wide receiver to throw to, that's going to happen. So, all right. So first game on the morning slate should be a bloodbath, right? But again, I thought the Giants-Packers game was going to be a bloodbath, and here we are, tied 20-20 with the Giants about to take the lead. So, Steelers at the Bills. Kenny Pickett gets his first start in the NFL. They are 14-point underdogs. I don't really know what the Steelers are thinking here. If you were going to start Kenny Pickett, it should have been against the Jets. Now you've got I think it's the Bills, the Dolphins, the Buccaneers, and one other. Let me pull it up real quick. Their next 4 games: Bills, Bucks, Dolphins, Eagles. Those are 4 pretty good defenses. I mean, I know the Dolphins give up a lot of yards, but hard teams to play. I mean, to start your career with that, and then the Saints, Bengals. I mean, that's a tough 6 defenses that you've got to go up against to start your NFL career. So that's going to be quite the challenge for Kenny Pickett. But obviously, I'm pulling for him. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, what I was talking about earlier is when we're talking about injuries and how they're going to affect play this week. This is where it kind of comes in because Buffalo's wide receiving core has a lot of players that are hurt. But what's good about that is it's not Stephon Diggs and it's not Gabriel Davis. But McKenzie is out, Crowder is out, Jake Kumaro is out, and Dawson Knox is out. So what that leaves is 2 really good receivers to get a lot of footballs today. So, I mean, obviously you're starting those guys, but if you're playing into DFS and you could find a way to jam Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and Gabriel Davis into a lineup, I mean, you've got to do it because it's there's nobody else, and that's an offense that doesn't really slow down. Like they kind of operate the same way that Bill Belichick does. Like, I'm going to score till you stop me. Like they'll put up it'll be 45-10 at the end of the game, and they're not going to slow down. So I would definitely find a way to get those guys in, and if you obviously have those two, you're starting them anyway. If you're not, you need to be watching this channel so we can help you out. But definitely check those guys out because they are. That's going to be a huge game there. I'm really curious to see what Kenny Pickett's going to do. Thrown into a tough situation. The only positive is the Bills also have a lot of defensive injuries this week too. So that should help out, make things a little bit easier for Pickett. Right now, Ed Oliver is questionable. Tremaine Edmonds is questionable, and Jordan Poyer is out. And Christian Benford, cornerback, is out. So they have two out, two questionable, still not confirmed, but not looking great. So, yeah, you're taking Josh Allen all day, every day. So that one, 14 points, that's a big spread. That's hard to put money on, but I think they're going to cover that pretty easily. So I really, really like Buffalo this week to just trample. They're going to circle the wagons around the Steelers and just destroy them. So, all right. So Alex is here. So let's talk about some Chargers and Browns. So yeah, like you said, apparently a big bug fest there in Cleveland. It's probably all the crap that's on the ground there that the Browns have been leaving behind. But Nick Chubb, though, has not. Nick Chubb has looked fantastic. He's coming up on 500 rushing yards. He's averaging about 120 yards a game right now, which is incredible. 5 touchdowns, unstoppable, absolutely unstoppable. It is going to be very hard for this Chargers defense to slow down. I haven't seen a team start with so many injuries in so long. The Chargers are they're just dropping like flies, kind of like what's going on in Cleveland today. So it's bad. Yeah, offensive line is not healthy. The defense is not looking good either. So yeah, I expect the running backs to eat. The running game is going to eat today. You're going to take a lot of pressure off of Jacoby Brissett. The only thing about that is Justin Herbert is always the wild card, right? There is no Keenan Allen. So that's going to put a lot on Mike Williams, and Josh Palmer's got to step up and fill some big shoes there if they're going to compete in this game. It's going to be really hard. And Amari Cooper's been quietly having a very good season as well. So not a lot of people talking about Amari Cooper, but he's playing pretty well there, especially with Jacoby Brissett. It's going to be really interesting when Deshaun Watson gets back to see what that team is going to look like, because they have potential to put some really, really big numbers on the board if they keep playing the way they do. So, yeah, Alex, you've got to get that running game going and keep them off the field as much as possible. Herbert's got his work cut out for him this week. He really, really does. And Mike Williams needs to step up. And as well as I do, how Mike Williams can have a massive 3-touchdown, 200-yard game, or he could do what he usually does and puts up 60 yards and 3 catches, and that's the end of it. So he's going to your wide receivers are going to have to step up to control this game. I don't see it happening, but Jim just joined us. I can't believe it in the middle of the game, but let's bring Jim in and have some conversation so I'm not just talking to myself. Hey.
You hear me?
Got you loud and clear. So talking about the Chargers-Browns game right now. Let me see where we at. And congratulations on taking the lead with 6 minutes left. Absolutely crazy game there in London. Didn't think it'd be this close, to be honest with you. But apparently the Packers are not very good.
Let me see if I get my
So,
yeah. You hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. You got me?
Yeah, I got you. Just it sounds low. I don't know which mic it's picking up, but yeah, I'm not looking to talk Chargers. This game is exactly what I hoped for. I'm watching the Giants here, but
yeah.
So no John?
He said he's locked out of his computer and he's trying to figure it out. So we'll see what happens there. But Colby, good morning. Yeah, so basically, I'm taking the Browns in this one. I just think that the Chargers are just too banged up,
Yep,
and
I
that
think so
running
too.
the running game is too strong. So, but I am curious to see what that wide receiving core does because they're going to have to step up big for Herbie to win this one. But Alex, I'm wishing you luck. But that running game, like you said, is going to be hard to stop. Yeah. So for last I saw, Colby was McKenzie. Yeah, McKenzie's out with that concussion. So that's a nice thing. Like I said, I don't think you were here, but I already talked about that one. That with all the wide receivers. So McKenzie's out, Crowder is out. Their next wide receiver's out, and Dawson Knox is out. So that basically
Oh
leaves
boy.
Stephon Diggs and Gabriel Davis, and that's it. And that's not a bad thing, but if you have those guys, they are going to feast today because there's nobody else to throw the ball to. So,
Hmm.
I mean, I would expect probably, like a good 10, 12 targets each out of those guys because there's nobody else to throw to. So that's what I was saying. If you're in daily, get those guys in. If you're playing DraftKings or FanDuel, like stack the box with those three because there's they're going to get force fed because there's nobody else to throw to. So
Yep. I don't know if you talked about it. I mean, it almost seems like it's week 10 or 12 with the amount of injuries every team has right now and a
oh
lot
yeah,
of key players. I mean, you look at the bottom of the screen, it's who's out, who's out, who's out, who's nursing injuries. And, some pretty big names and some teams have taken some pretty big hits. My Giants are one of them. I mean, a lot of key guys are out right now, didn't even travel with the team. And
yeah,
we have the lead here with 4:52 left. So, but yeah, it's
yeah.
amazing that it's only week 5.
There is a lot of injuries. That's what I was talking about. Like there's some big names out, but there's a lot more smaller names that are going to put more focus on the big name players, just
Hmm.
because their supporting casts are so decimated. Like
But
we have
hey,
to
it's
see
an
what
opportunity, for a lot of guys, right? I
it
mean,
is.
it's a time to
It
get on
is.
there and make a
And
name for yourself. And
right, right. And the other thing that I think is funny is not funny, but how many kickers are hurt? I don't think I've ever seen this many kickers hurt. And just to start the year, I mean, it's like a
hmm
revolving door of
hmm
kickers. And when I was looking at the injury list, I got to go down to it. But Matt Amendola, who was a former Jets kicker, then went to a couple other teams. He was kicking for the Chiefs the last 2 weeks,
hmm
and now he's Matt Prater is out for Arizona. He's jumped it down there. So, and I love the comment they put in their impact. Matt Amendola gets a new team and fan base to potentially disappoint.
Wow,
Like
wow.
that's
Yep.
good. So the other one I'd share is Carolina where Laviska Shenault is out. And this is good impact. If this is the type of news that upsets your fantasy plans, you might need a new hobby.
Yeah. Yep.
I thought that was good,
Most
but yeah, a
people
lot
don't
of
even know who
injuries.
that is, right?
Yeah, right, right.
But Colby, you're right. It's all about the turf for me. I mean, MetLife has that turf, and over the last, let's say, 3 to 5 years, I mean, a lot of people have gone down season-ending injuries with knees and ankles, and yeah, the turf is a problem. And I hope the NFL looks at this, and I'd love to go back to grass everywhere and have that mud and have that give, as opposed to what's happening here. You know,
Hmm.
it's not they shouldn't be using it. I get they want it to look nice and hold up, but if it's causing devastation to the players, then you got to do something different.
Right,
Oh,
right.
oh.
Okay, so let's roll down to the next game.
Sorry, I'm a little distracted here.
Yeah, I'm hoping John jumps in here soon. I told
Yep,
him just to log in from his phone and go
yep.
from
Three
there till we
minutes.
figure it out. But
3 minutes left.
all right, so Bears and the Vikings.
Hmm.
So this is a game that again, this is a divisional game. So it's one of those like you feel like it should be a blowout, but with divisional games, it often is not, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I know Montgomery is questionable in this one, but it looks like he should play. So we'll see what that does for their running game. He's active, but we'll see if that's a tough one too for fantasy purposes, right? Because you would love to get him in there, but then how well is he going to play, and how much is Khalil Herbert going to take from him? So that's one of those like I if you have David Montgomery and you need to play him, really temper your expectations because I don't think that that's going to be a great position for him coming back off that ankle injury. That just doesn't seem like a good spot. So if you have somebody else to put in, I would definitely look for that. But yeah, Alex, I wish John was here because if you and you know from the live show how distraught he was when Chicago traded up and he lost Justin Fields, and we were saying it. I know Jim was saying it that Justin Fields is going to be another college quarterback, and that's what he's looking like. He really is. Granted, he's in a really bad position there. I haven't maybe outside of the Browns, I haven't seen a team set a quarterback up for failure better than this team has. I mean, there's just nothing around him. Like they let Allen Robinson go. They didn't bring in anyone. I mean, you're looking at Darnell Mooney as your lead guy, and that's not a good situation to be in. So he's got nothing there. They got work to do. So I'm not going to sell Justin Fields just yet as being a complete bust because this year they've got to draft weapons for him. They have to bring weapons in and see what this kid can do because he does have the talent. He just has nothing to work with. So, if you gave him Chris Olave back, what would that team look like? You know what I mean? So we're going to see, but yeah, right now he definitely looks like an former Ohio State quarterback in the NFL.
I like that, Alex. Yeah. Right. They somehow won that slop game against San Francisco. And you see the video of him sliding around in the water. But, right. I mean, he hasn't done anything since. He doesn't have any weapons. I mean,
yeah. We'll see.
What are they? 7.5-point dogs to Minnesota in Minnesota, right?
Yeah, they're in Minnesota.
I didn't look at the
8.5 now.
Waller, yeah, so it's going up even more. Bears have no chance here. So there's a question from Jeff Connor.
All right. What's up, Jeff? Good morning. So Waller, Higbee, PPR. Whew. Man, Higbee's been getting a lot of looks as of late. It's also very hard to go against Darren Waller just because of the potential impact. But then again, he's been getting a lot.
I'll tell you, I think the Rams offensive line couldn't hold back San Fran last week.
Right.
And this week against Dallas, and you saw Dallas has looked ferocious, and I hate to say that. I think the Rams are going to have a hard time. I don't think they'll be on the field a lot, the offense today. And again, I hate to say that too, but I think you got to go Waller.
But that's good from a tight end. That's good for a tight end perspective because that means he's going to be using a lot of tight ends as safety valves and dumping stuff off. Yeah. Right, but that's what you saw a lot so far with Higbee is he's getting, the pressure comes and Stafford's looking for him to dump off to get him out of trouble. So I'm trying to see. He's got 30.
I'm a fan of Higbee, but
yeah, he's far outplayed him. 38 targets to 24 targets for Waller. So he's being looked at a lot more. He has 120 more yards. He doesn't have a touchdown yet, which Waller does, but that's really not too big of a deal. So, I mean, it's a legit question, and it's hard to say that you're going to sit Darren Waller, but I mean, I kind of feel like Higbee's the way to go in this one, just because he's being targeted so much. And the Raiders are just looking for Devontae Adams.
That's a mistake, right?
It is a mistake. I agree with you, but
you got Waller. You got to spread that ball around.
You do. You absolutely do, but they're not. For some reason, they are. It's all on Devontae Adams. Let me pull that up real quick just to give you a.
Come on, give me a turnover here. Come on. Oh, sorry. Am I muted?
Yeah. No. So this year for the Raiders, Devontae Adams has been targeted 47 times. Darren Waller's been targeted 24 times. I mean, and so you look at that, and then Mac Hollins has been targeted 25 times. So that's your next two guys, 25 and 24, and Devontae Adams at 47 targets. So they are looking for Devontae Adams every chance they get. So I would go with Higbee. I just feel like that's
all right.
He's being targeted a lot more, and like you said, expect pressure and expect a lot of catches in a PPR. That's where you're going to make money. So, Jeff, I would go with Higbee in that one.
It's not a bad move. Yep, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay.
Good luck, Jeff.
Yeah, and please subscribe and come talk to us every week. Let us know how you do. Could be a tie ball game. Feeling about the Lions, Pats. Okay, I want to get to that one here. Let me see where I'm.
Well, let's leave. Yeah, is John? Let's see. Leave that one for the end in case John makes it.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold out. All right, so yeah, I think we're both going Vikings in this one. That's not going to be a huge shock. So that would be the next one up, but I'm going to give John a few more minutes to try to jump in here. So let's go to another friggin' barn burner here, but
almost intercepted. Sorry.
All right, Seahawks at the Saints.
Everybody should be watching this game anyway. I mean, what else? 104 left. Olave, Metcalf, or Samuel. Well, Samuel did nothing a couple weeks ago for us. Seattle in New Orleans. Metcalf against Seattle. Tip ball. Washington.
Okay, hold on. Let me jump over. Olave, Metcalf, or Samuel. Yeah, so there's no Michael Thomas this week. I think Olave is going to be really heavily focused again, which reminds me I should probably need to change that.
4th and 2 tipped. Oh, Giants get sorry. 102 left. Game in London. Giants 4-1. Hello.
That's insane.
On their way to the 9 wins that I called.
Cannot believe it. Congratulations. Congratulations.
The big cat, without Aziz, without any of our big weapons. Oh my God, look at us.
Yeah, Colby, I don't know what Jim has for service, but yeah, he's always well ahead of everybody else for television. I don't know what it is.
Really? Mm-hmm. Colby, where are you? East Coast? Aaron
Frogers.
Back-to-back tip balls. McKinney tipped that one. The pass before was tipped by the line. Rogers had 2 tip balls in a row. Game. Victory formation. Thank you. 4-1 Giants.
That's unbelievable. Congratulations.
Giants.
Congratulations. Enjoy it.
Come on now.
Not as much as me enjoying the Mariners victory yesterday. That was awesome. But let's stick with this.
Comeback too. That was some comeback.
One of the greatest of all time. So, all right, Seahawks at Saints. So yeah, two of the players that Alex just asked, Metcalf and Olave, going head to head in this one. They are in New Orleans, hard place to play, 1-3. So DK did come up last week. I know I was down on him. He had one big play that really broke him out. Otherwise, he was pretty much held down. So, trying to see. Yeah, so Alvin Kamara is active, so that's going to help them keep a little bit of balance there. But Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry are out. So, I mean, how do you have to go with Chris Olave in this one, right? There's nobody else. I'd got to go. I'd have to go with Chris Olave in that one. He's too good. So, Colby, I always figured you were a Maine boy up there with John.
He's in Kansas. Wow.
Kansas. So is Alex. That's weird. Our fan base is out of Wichita, Kansas. So, all right. Yeah, I know Andy Dalton's throwing it, but Chris Olave still.
Wait a minute. What's going to happen? Something happened here.
Chris Olave still had a touchdown last week with him. And let me take a look because I own him in fantasy. So last week, Olave still had 14 points in PPR. He had 7 targets, 4 receptions, 67 yards, and a touchdown. So yardage was down, but the targets are still there with 7, and I expect that to go up again. this week against a really bad Seahawks defense. So I would go with them. Nice, yeah. Stick with Olave. All right, let's keep rolling. Oh wait, we gotta call this one. So Saints Seahawks. Who do you got? Who do you like in this one?
So the Saints are still banged up. I mean, I think that
Very.
Seattle coming into New Orleans is. I don't know what's happening here. The Giants are getting ready to punt the ball. They were just in victory formation. Why are you punting the ball?
I don't
15,
know.
14. It's 4th and 14. They kneel down. Something
They,
I don't know. I can't hear it, but something's
did
not right.
did the Packers have all three timeouts?
They had a couple of timeouts, but why would
Yeah,
you be kneeling down even if you
probably
if
just
the
to make
clock
sure
wasn't in
nobody
your favor? Yeah.
fumbles.
No, but you wouldn't just kneel. The game was over, and then something's happening here. Let's see. 2 downs for 2 yards. Sorry. Uh, Short answer: taking Seattle to go into New Orleans. As hard as it is to play in New Orleans, I'm going to say Seattle goes there and wins the game.
Oh wow. Okay. Man, you know what? You're probably right, and I hate to say it, but
Wow.
yeah, I think this is weird, but
They
Seattle
don't
has
have
the
enough
better.
weapons. Yeah, it's going to be a
See,
bad game all the
it
way around.
is.
I
It
just think they don't
is.
have enough weapons for the Saints. I think
I agree.
Seattle goes in and steals a win.
I think so too. I think so too. All right, so let's talk about the game of the week: Dolphins at Jets.
I'm watching the game of the week. What are you talking about? It's on. It's almost over.
We'll
Game
see.
of the
We'll
week.
see.
Where's my brother and sister? Packer and Jet fan. I mean, Dolphin and Jet fan.
Right. Oh. Hang on.
I still don't understand what's going on. 14 seconds, 4th and 14.
Let's see. All right. So I
Oh,
want to
here we
see
go.
if
Got a
we
question here from Ryan.
Sorry, let me jump back. I'm looking at stats over
Mhm.
here. Ryan, what's up, man? Good morning. Eagles cornerbacks to shut down Arizona wide receivers today. Okay, so between, I'm guessing that's Amon-Ra St. Brown, Curtis Samuel, and Palmer. Dodson and Thomas are out. Standard league. Okay. Whew, man. So they're saying, and I'm like I said, I'm assuming that's Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's looking like he should play, is what they're saying. Looking at, let me update inactives to see if there's any news there. He is active. Okay, so him and Josh Reynolds are both moved to active.
Giants just took the safety, ran around the end zone to take a safety. 27-22, 10 seconds left.
Whew. Okay. What are they doing?
I don't know. Now there's a flag.
Why would you even just because now a touchdown wins the game.
10 seconds left.
All right, so
Marquise Brown.
Marquise Brown. Sorry. Damn. Okay. Yeah. So that changes things a little bit here. Oh, that. Never mind. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're talking about Eagles cornerback shutting down Arizona wide receivers. So obviously
Mhm.
Marquise Brown. Yeah, Marquise Brown though he went off last week. He looked really, really good. Eagles cornerbacks have been good. Eagles defense has been really good. So that is definitely a great. You have a really good problem. Alex is going to want to say that you start Josh Palmer today, but I think you're definitely between Marquise Brown and Curtis Samuel in this one, and so I kind of want to I kind of want to challenge it and go Marquise Brown. I think Arizona's going to have to throw the ball a lot in this game. I don't know about. And like I said, I know they're going to be thin, but you still have Terry McLaurin and a decent running game there for Washington. So Marquise Brown is the clear number one right now in Arizona. Let me pull up some stats real quick. So he is 339. I want to see what his targets are. Yeah, so kind of like we were talking about with the Tyler Higbee and Darren Waller. Marquise Brown has 45 targets. Greg Dortch has 24. Zach Ertz has 31. That's your disparity there. So Zach Ertz is targeted 31 times, but Marquise Brown has been targeted more than twice as much as any other wide receiver. So he's going to keep targeting him. I really like. I know this is a long-winded answer, Ryan. Sorry, but I would go with Marquise Brown in this one. But what do you think, Jim? Brown, Samuel, or Palmer?
I got 7 seconds left. Hold on, I can't. Oh, penalty. I don't know. Another flag. 5 seconds left. What?
Yeah. Right, so during the penalty, Marquise Brown, Curtis Samuel, or Josh Palmer.
So Curtis Samuel did nothing last week. So he's playing what? Tennessee. That's a pick'em game. It looks like.
So I'm saying Marquise Brown. Yeah. I think he's going to have to. They're going to have to throw a lot against the Eagles. And I think they're going to force feed him because they have been force feeding him. So
either they'll be down a lot, or it's going to be a tight game, and he's going to be on the field. They're going to be throwing the ball. Arizona, Murray, yeah. I would go with Brown.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. So Ryan, throw Marquise Brown in there, and just he's going to be targeted a lot. So hopefully he transitions some of those targets into some big plays, and he's been showing that he can do that. So what happened? Oh, it's over.
He was running around Rodgers and got smashed by like 4 Giants.
Nice.
Stripped the ball. Game over. Final.
All right.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, Colby, I think the entire nation was upset about that Colts-Broncos game. Hey, look at who it is.
That Broncos game was sick.
Anybody know this guy?
Well, he couldn't get away from the Giants game. I'm watching it while I'm on here. I'm distracted, but
I was just so excited for the Giants. Sorry, let me close these blinds real quick. There we go.
Yeah, so Colby, that was one of the worst games I've ever seen. I couldn't even watch the whole thing. I mean, I just turned it off. I didn't even care how it ended. I was like, that's not even worth it. It was horrific. And I like the joke that every Amazon Prime member should get a free month for having to watch that game.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
So John, in case you didn't hear it, Giants are 4-1.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
I seen that. So my question is, watching this game, why in God's green earth, when you're 3rd and 2 and you know you're going 2 more times, you don't run it to Dillon or Jones? Terrible play calling. Absolutely terrible play calling.
Yep.
But hey, you know what? Defense. Give credit to the Giants.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently so, Jim. They're afraid of something because their 2 backs average well over 2 yards a carry. So, hey, you know what?
Well,
good for them.
And I don't know about you, John, but I think the East plays, or I don't know if you guys play the Packers this year, but I know the Jets. I think the Jets play them next week. Not so scary anymore. Like
we already played the Packers.
You did already play them.
We played them very well. We played them very well.
That's right. That was the overtime game. Never mind. So the Jets have them next week. That's a winnable game. And watching that Broncos game Thursday.
For the Jets, probably not. But
that's a winnable game. Those are winnable games. So, but I'm glad you made it because we've been trying to hold off on your game. So let's circle back to that now so we can get back on track. Let me bring it up. So let's see. So we've talked Bears, Vikings. We were getting ready to start talking Jets, Dolphins, but let's cycle back. Let's talk Lions, Patriots, because this is a game that I saw for a little while the Lions were favored in, but now it looks like it's switched back. New England is a 3-point favorite in this one at home. 2 1-3 teams. And we said Amon-Ra St. Brown and Josh Reynolds are both active, and DeAndre Swift is inactive. Didn't really see any impacts injury-wise.
Yes.
I didn't see any New England Patriot serious injuries outside of Mac Jones, obviously, but Jacoby Myers is active. Yeah, but he apparently Bailey Zappi can play quarterback already. I don't I don't know how they do it, but he played pretty well.
I mean, maybe, I guess. I don't know.
We're going to find out in a game that's going to require a lot of scoring because apparently the Lions' offense is unstoppable and their defense stops no one. So, but yeah, Jacoby and Myers, as Jim likes to say, is he's active. Jonnu Smith is inactive. And, of course, Mac Jones as well.
Yeah.
Defensive side of the ball, I don't think you guys are banged up too bad, right? Jalen Mills is active. No. And Raycon McMillan, active. Kyle Duggar, active. Yeah, no serious injuries on the defensive side. So give us your thoughts on this game.
So, obviously, Zappe's first start. I think he came in last week not expecting to play. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't think I think he was more scared than pressured to play. You know what I mean? Probably with the jitters of the first game. With him having all week, I guess we'll see how it goes. But I expect 150 to 200 plus yards of rushing today for New England.
Oh, I thought that was the score you were going to give.
No. And that's going to keep the score down. I mean, let's face it, Detroit can score points. They also give up a ton of points. And they scored 35 on the Eagles, which supposedly have a pretty good D. They scored a lot on Washington, 24 on Minnesota, and 40 plus on the Seahawks, I believe. So I'm expecting a lower score today. I'm going to take the spread at 3 and go 24-21, to be quite honest, because of the home game. Okay. Patriots. But it's going to be controlled on the ground. It has to be controlled unless Zappe comes out and he is the next coming of Tom Brady. And everybody remembers before Tom Brady was Tom Brady, he was a very conservative quarterback that handed off the ball a lot and high completion percentage, not a lot of yards, not a lot of touchdowns. So, and I think that's what they were trying to do with Mac Jones as well. So,
yeah. Okay. I don't think it's. I haven't seen the Lions put up a score that low this year. So, I mean, you are playing in New England. You are playing in New England, but I mean, they put up a lot of points. I know it was the Seahawks, and their defense is horrific last week, but they did it with nobody. Everybody was hurt last week, so they get Brown and Reynolds back. I know DeAndre Swift is still out, but Williams has been running well behind with that. So I expect a lot higher game. I think it's probably going to be – I'm going to give it to the Lions. I think it's going to be like a 35-24 game, but I'm going with the Lions. I think that offense just is hard to stop.
Wow. I'm going to take the under. I think it's going to be a low-scoring, a repeat of Thursday night's garbage game we just saw.
Ugh.
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. With Mac out and Zappe or Zappe or however you say this kid's name, Zappe, I don't think, he's going to be able to pull it off. I think Detroit, even though Detroit has a bunch of injuries, I think Detroit wins the game, but I think it's low scoring. I don't think either team gets to 20.
I mean, their over-under is one of the highest of the week.
Well,
I don't understand that either because... Yeah, I think they are too, Jim. I mean, I don't see the Pats playing that type of offense unless they get behind quick. I don't know, but the Patriots' defense, besides Baltimore, has looked really, really well. So I'm very happy with our D so far.
Okay.
I'm happy with our offensive play calling. Everyone was so afraid of the play calling. It hasn't been the play calling; it's been the execution. So. Right. I'm going to stand by that. I think the play calling has been very, very good considering, and it's just the execution portion of it. So I guess we'll see. I don't know much about Zappe. I know as much as you guys know because he played a couple quarters. And Brian Hoyer, I mean, of course he got hurt in the first couple of minutes of the game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, we got a question here from Marcos. Good morning, Marcos. Yeah, you got yourself a very, very nice problem here.
Mm-hmm.
So half point PPR, sit one. So
Waddle's still a game time decision, isn't he?
No, he's active.
Oh,
He
he
is
now.
active.
He's
But
out.
he's still, is he 100%? He's got a hamstring, and so does
No,
Hill, right?
he played last week though, so
Okay.
I don't expect too much of a drop off there.
I would
Let's see,
probably,
Kamara,
I would 100% play Waddle, Olave, and Godwin. And honestly, Seattle gives up so many points. New England really doesn't. So I'll go Kamara over Williams. That'd be my guess, because I don't think he's going to throw much to Williams. I think he's going to be trying to probably hit St. Brown. That'd be my guess. If you're worried about half point PPR, which you can almost treat it like no PPR in a way, I would probably sit Williams out of those 5. That's my opinion.
Do you have a lot of faith in Godwin though?
With Tom Brady, I mean,
Brady's looked like shit. Really.
I mean, he said his shoulder. He said his shoulder feels fine. I mean, we'll see.
Look,
And he's
Brady
getting
put up
he's getting
29
divorced.
points. That's right. So he's pissed off. He put up 29 points in fantasy with 2 healthy receivers last week. I got him starting again in one of my leagues, and I wouldn't be concerned about the Tampa Bay offense.
Yeah.
Especially against Atlanta. I mean, they're playing Atlanta. Come on.
Atlanta's been pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how they're doing it, but they're doing it.
Yep.
I mean,
So-
they.
Yeah. Marcus. Jamal, I'm with you with Jamal. I don't know if Joe is too, but
I'm actually leaning the opposite way, but since you guys if you guys are both going there, that's the consensus. But I would rather start Williams over Godwin. I just a lot of mouths to feed in New England and not Tampa. So it's I don't know. I mean, you've got DeAndre Swift out, so it's going to be all Williams, and it's hard to sit. For me, it's hard to sit a running back that doesn't have to share time with anybody else. Like Kamara, he's banged up, and Mark Ingram's going to get a little bit extra play in that one, I think. But I think Williams is a must start for me. But I would probably sit Godwin. I'd probably even lean more towards Kamara, just because of the rib injury. Like he takes one good shot, and boom, it's Mark Ingram's game. I mean, that's a risky one, but
Seattle just gives up so many points.
They absolutely do. That's why
so huge.
Olave is a must.
Olave, yes, that's what I'm saying. Waddle, Olave. I mean, I would kind of throw Godwin in there as well, but I mean, if you want to swap Williams for Godwin, I would just have both Saints players in.
Yeah,
that's probably why I went with Williams.
No, I agree with you. The Saints defense is a sieve. I mean, it just gives up points. So, take that as you will. I'm going to say sit Godwin, but I think either way we're pretty set on start your Saints players and get Waddle in there too, because he's money. Let me see. Let me roll
one
back.
from the Joker too.
There we go, Joker.
He's got Jamal also.
Jamal Williams, Jeff Wilson, Ramondre. Okay, so we did talk about this. I would stay away from Montgomery, just because he's coming off injury, and you don't know what Khalil Herbert's going to take from that. So I would rather start everybody over David Montgomery this week until we see that ankle is good to go. I like Jamal Williams, as we just said. Anytime you get the backfield to yourself. And Rashad Penny had a really nice week last week too. That Saints defense is still much better than the Lions defense, which is everybody. Which leads me to Ramondre Stevenson. Really, I mean, if Rashad Penny went ballistic against them, what do you think's gonna? What do you think New England's gonna do against them?
Well, I think they're gonna run a lot. The only concern is with Stevenson, and I love him, of course, but he's going to split with Harris. I mean, he's going to get the passes. I don't know. I think I definitely put Jeff Wilson in there. They're playing Carolina, and
that is also slated to be the lowest scoring game. That is
I don't understand.
That is a 40-point over/under. 40.
Well, it's going to be 33-6 then, San Francisco, because Carolina, they can't score for shit, man. They just can't. I don't get that over under, but How'd they do on that over/under of Seattle and Detroit last week?
I know,
they only
right?
missed it by 50 points. So, I mean,
okay.
I'd probably go Wilson and either Penny or Williams there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think Seattle's going to score some points too. I think Geno Smith is just on. He just is. He looks very good.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, I wouldn't take Ramondre or Montgomery.
No.
Okay.
Wilson for sure, and then you could flip a coin over Rashad and Jamal.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna say Jamal Williams and Rashad Penny in that one.
Okay.
That's where I'll go. I mean, Rashad Penny. That was the thing with him is last year he ended as one of the best running backs in football. Like the last month of the season, he was unstoppable. Took him a little bit, but he had a great game last week. If he builds on that again and what he could do, that's huge. So, and they've basically got the backfield. Those three have the backfields to themselves. So yeah, I mean, you want to go that way. I think between the three of them, whichever you're most comfortable with, Jamal Williams, Jeff Wilson, or Rashad Penny would be your best bets there. I'm saying Williams and Penny. We'll see which the best combination was.
Okay.
What else we got? Patterson is out, so Atlanta should be skipping.
That's what I mean. I think Tampa's gonna. I don't see how Atlanta keeps up with them.
Patterson
Aguilar
was out last week too.
Yeah.
No,
and they won the game. So
who'd they play? They're not playing Tampa this week, but Tampa hasn't looked the greatest either. So, their O-line is banged up. They beat the Browns, so that's okay because the Browns lose when they shouldn't and don't win when they should. So, let's see.
So let's talk about teams they lost to, the Jets.
Who's that? Cleveland.
Yeah. So let's jump down to that one. So Dolphins Jets game of the week, like I said.
Damn it.
So Tyreek Hill, let me see. He's active, right? Yeah. So they're both active.
Both active.
So you got Waddle and Hill both active. That's going to be fun to try to contain. We'll see what Sauce. This is a big. I thought the Cincy game was going to be big, but he did a pretty good job against Jamar Chase. We'll see what he can do. He'll probably be matched up on Hill for a lot of it. So we'll see what he's got. If he can lock Hill down, though, Waddle's going to have a huge game going across the middle there. Mm-hmm. He's going to eat a lot. So Jalen Waddle could have a really, really big game in this one. And we'll see what Teddy Bridgewater can do in Tua's absence. He's not quite as good as Tua, but he is a serviceable, very serviceable backup quarterback in this league. So he's not going to be an easy one to deal with either. But very excited to see if Zach Wilson can build off of the fourth quarter. You definitely saw the rust in the beginning of the game from sitting out for the first 4 weeks of the season and really only getting one series in preseason. So you saw the rust there. You saw it, but he really, really calmed down in the fourth quarter. Those 2 touchdown drives were huge. Looked very comfortable and calm in the pocket and just picked apart that defense to score those touchdowns, which was nice to see. Miami's defense is hurt. The secondary's hurt. The linebackers are hurt. So, and they're also giving up the most yards to wide receivers in the league this year. So, potential for a very high scoring game in this one too. Could be very exciting, but obviously, give me the Jets and everybody to to win this one. So, I love Elijah Moore. And what's interesting to watch from a fantasy perspective is Zach Wilson was looking at Corey Davis a lot. So that could be something like if that holds up this week, he's still out there in fantasy everywhere. Nobody's really picking him up. But if he gets targeted as much with touchdowns as he did last week, like that's somebody you might need to add and throw in a lineup. But yeah, anyway, I'll let you guys could talk about it a little bit, but obviously the Jets 3.5 underdogs. That's ridiculous. So the Jets should be 7-point favorites in this one. Jets win.
So I think, they're playing at home, playing in the Meadowlands. If the Jets don't beat Miami without Tua and two guys that were questionable game time decisions, now they're both active. Maybe they're both not 100%. Maybe they don't have that fourth and fifth gear, to really get down the field.
I think Tyreek has 6 gears, though.
Well, then maybe he only gets to 4.5. I don't know. But I think it's the perfect opportunity for the Jets to win at home. Fans going crazy. Miami's beat up. The defense, like you said, is beat up. No, I think that the last possession wins the game. Whoever has the ball last is going to win. I think it's going to be a tight game. I don't know if it's going to be high scoring. Probably both teams. Maybe high 20s, maybe 31-28, something like that. Mm-hmm. But I think I take the Jets here. I think that, which is probably bad news because I never think the Jets. But I think the Jets can win at home. I mean, after what I saw, whether it was Flacco or Wilson, I mean, they're definitely playing different, just like the Giants are. They're trying to win now instead of trying to find a way to lose. So let's see. Right. This is their opportunity. They should take advantage of the fact that, there's a lot of things in their favor today. And if they don't, then shame on them.
Yeah.
Okay, I refuse to take the Jets because I can't stand them. And I don't know how you're going to keep Hill or Waddle out of the end zone all game. I don't. I mean, even last week, Hill had 10 for 186, whatever friggin' number he had last week. It was just insane. So I am looking forward to see how Sauce is going to do on Hill. I'm assuming he's going to be on Hill. And I don't know. I don't know how you're going to keep those two contained. Miami's
going to be hard.
It is. And honestly, I think you got to look out for Mr. Hall coming out of the backfield. I think Miami needs to really concentrate on him. I think he's going to be a full-time back. As Alex just said, he took Michael Carter out, and you see week after week, Hall is starting to produce.
Right.
I don't know if that's going to be – and I don't know if that's going to be the future going ahead. I don't know if he's going to be a 3-down back or not, but I guess we'll see. Yeah. I mean, I think Michael Carter is a very serviceable back. I don't know why you would – take the legs out of Hall, but at the same time, I guess I understand you're going to put the players in that produce. But man, I'll tell you what, Hill and Waddle, Teddy, he's not Tua by any means. I think Tua was playing extremely well for what everybody said he was going to do, probably including me.
Better than I was expecting.
Absolutely. Deep throws, he had them. He was throwing deep throws every game. So I don't see Miami going to the running game. I think you're going to see a lot of quick outs to either Hill or Waddle. And I think it does have the potential to be in the 30s, I think, today for both teams. But I'm going Miami only because I hate the Jets more than Miami. But if there's a way they could both lose, I would love to see that, a tie. But I'd rather see the Jets with a loss, to be quite honest, because right now we're 1-3. We're in the basement. So we can beat Detroit. You guys lose, we're back to 2-3 together, and we get to cry in our tissues together. So.
Well, what I'm hoping for is a win here and somehow a Kenny Pickett-esque Justin Herbert first game, and somehow beats Buffalo, and boom, Jets are in first place.
This year in the NFL, let's face it.
Who knows,
fellas,
right?
This has been. Denver sucks. Everybody thought that division was going to be money. That division's trash.
Remember
that?
So
quite honestly, let's look at the NFC East right now, not to change gears. Man, you may have an undefeated Philly team, a 4-1 Dallas and a 4-1 Giants. I'm sorry, Washington's terrible. Carson Wentz is dog shit. That's just me.
Oh.
Okay, Elver. Joe, I'll answer this for you because I'm going to agree with you here. So I picked up Conklin in a league where Pitts is hurt. If you look at Conklin in PPR, he hasn't scored less than 8, and he's been in double digits for 2-3 weeks now. So I would go Conklin here because they're going to have to. They're going to have to, pass to more than just the rookies out there.
No, they look for Conklin.
They sure do.
He's a really good tight end, and you guys know I've been hyping him up since we signed him. Like I thought what he did in Minnesota was legit. and I feel like he was an absolute steal. I mean, he's big body, he can get downfield. He's really good. I would definitely go Conklin. I mean, I think he's averaging 8 targets a game.
They're targeting him like crazy. In fact, I got him in this DraftKings league, and I can pull it up right now. You're looking at 8.2, 16.4, 10, and 11.6. And last week was the first week he had under double digits. And he's 3,700 points in DraftKings. Why wouldn't you take him? In a year where tight ends are terrible.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts my ass.
What happened there? Huh?
Dude, number 4 pick, and they don't even throw to him. That's the worst part. I don't even know. I don't know if it's him. I don't watch any Atlanta games. But do they even throw to the guy?
I don't know.
I mean, honestly, do they even
I don't
throw
think
to
anybody
him?
watches Atlanta
I don't
games.
see Atlanta games either.
Yeah. I don't know, but it's just they should trade him somewhere. Might as well. What a wasted pick for such a
Patriots.
talented player.
Come to the Patriots, my friend.
Stop. All right. Let's
4 minutes. 4 minutes left.
Oh my God. Where did this hour go? All right. So we're not going to get through 3 more games. All right. Falcons, Buccaneers. So yeah, we just talked about that. Tampa all the way.
Yeah.
All right. 10-point favorites. Wow. Okay. No respect for the.
Absolutely.
It's gone up. It's gone up like 2.5 points, right? I think it was 7.5. Now it's 10.
The 2-2 Falcons against the 2-2 Bucks, and they're 10-point underdogs. All right. Titans and Commanders. I think we're all going Titans there.
Yeah.
Nobody you're really excited about in this game, right? I mean, you start Henry, you start McLaurin. That's about it, right?
I don't even like McLaurin. The only reason I'd stop McLaurin is because I think Dotson's out today, right?
He is.
He is. So I mean, I guess you have to start him if you have to, but I don't trust Carson Wentz, man. I don't.
No.
Okay. And then the last one for the morning games: Texans at the Jaguars.
Damian Pierce.
Okay.
Diamond in the rough, baby.
Thank you.
I took him in like 3 different draft fantasy leagues.
Yeah, and the former Jets defensive lineman Fatsu Fokasuka, whatever his last name is.
Sure.
He is out.
Yeah.
He is a run stuffer. Like, he has been a linchpin for the Jaguars defensive line, which is why they don't give up a lot of yards in rushing yards. But he is out today, and Damian Pierce kind of had his coming out party last week, and I think that's going to continue this week. I think that's a very, very good pick. I expect him to go crazy. If you have him, you've got 3 minutes. Get him in your lineup. He has to start today. That's where I'm saying, without a doubt.
Yes.
I agree with you, Alex. They should have definitely kept Culley. That was what, you talk about the NFL getting pissed off about like how they treat coaches. Like, that was probably the most screwed up situation I've ever seen. They hired him as almost a joke fill-in. He actually coached pretty well for that Texans team last year, and then they just fired him. I mean, very, very sad to look at, but it wasn't fair for him. He kind of knew what he was getting into, though. But to win as many games as they did and to look as competitive as they did with all the Deshaun Watson distractions and everything, would make Davis Mills look like a valuable quarterback. Like, that was a hell of a coaching job for somebody who's never even been an offensive or defensive coordinator before. Right? He was like an assistant coach, but that was about it. So,
the Giants are 4-1. Looking at that, man, they're just blowing their chances for a good quarterback next year. Because Daniel Jones is still so terrible, man.
Oh, come on!
Terrible. Come on, Jim. I'm happy for you, man. You know what? Now I know how you guys have felt the last 25 years, being like 1-3 after 4 games. But I'm happy for you. But it's just like, is Jones still the quarterback? They got big answers to big questions to answer next year.
Yep,
with Saquon and him, boy.
If they both stay healthy, we'll see.
Did Kenny Golladay play today?
He didn't even travel.
Really?
Who is Kenny Golladay?
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. That's something we were talking about last week. Like, why is Kenny Golladay not an NFL player anymore? How are you an NFL, like the next coming of Calvin Johnson? Like, you didn't get to answer this, John. We were talking about this last week. He's Babytron. Like, that's his nickname. In Detroit, he was unstoppable. He goes to the Giants, and nobody even knows he exists anymore. How do you? I don't understand.
I mean, Matt Stafford is or was a good quarterback. So I mean, you can't. The Lions sucked, yeah, but Stafford is a passing quarterback. Jones is not the same type of quarterback.
No, but to go from that to, I mean, irrelevant, non-existent.
Like 21 games, no touchdowns.
Non-existent. I mean, I can understand a step back.
Since he's been here.
No. When's the last time he's had? How many catches does he even have this year? 4?
Two
catches.
2 for 22 yards, I think.
Just
cut him. God, it is. I just looked at it.
2 for 22.
Just
and
cut
it
him.
Looks like he's out with a torn Fladuba this week.
Yeah,
the Fladuba got him. So
that damn Fladuba.
Man. All right. Wow. Well, it's 10 o'clock. So, or 1 o'clock for you guys.
Yeah.
So that's it. Game time. Let's go Jets. Let's see what happens. And best of luck to your fantasy teams. Hopefully we helped. Definitely be keeping an eye out. And we'll see you guys next week, man. Peace out.